And Prabhu is well known for his selfless services to our temple. He does many things. I mean, I cannot even list it. So he's always there to help our center, our temple, any services you give him. So amazing. And he's a wonderful devotee with wonderful devotional qualities. He is so compassionate, very kindness, very kind, and extremely and sincere in his devotional service. And he has so much love for Guru and Krishna. So we are very, very fortunate to have Prabhu speak today. So with that time, I would like to request everyone to chant Hare Krishna mantra once to welcome Radha Damodar Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Over to you, Radha Damodar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
I'm going to share my screen. So Hare Krishna devotees, first of all, thank you Sara Prabhu and Yasudha Mataji for giving me an opportunity here to talk. I have little allergy, so in case if my voice is not clear, please speak up. I can repeat anything. And today we are going to speak about from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it is, chapter 16, verse number 10. So this today is also our my Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja going on. So I would like to dedicate this today's session for the Maharaj's name. So let me do some prayers before we start anything. We'll start with Jai Radha Mata. So Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna devotees, welcome back to the Sunday feast class. So before we start the class, we'll invoke to all the prayers, to invocation prayers to our Guru Parambara. Om Ajnanathimidandasya Jnananjanashalakya Chakshurunmudamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Uda Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrata Sakagana Raghunathavidam Sajivam Swadvaitam Swavadutam Parijana Sahidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pata Sahagana Lalita Vishaka Sri Vishaka Vidamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vevaja Paditana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Budale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Idi Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindaki. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna devotees. So we'll be reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, text number 10. So I will read it and I will ask some of you to read. So please be prepared. Kama masritya dushpuram dambamana madhanvitaha mohat gritva swadgrihan pravartande shujivrataha. Kaman asritya dushpuram dambamana mana madapitaha mohat gritva swadgrihan pravishtante sujivrataha. Kaman asritya dushpura dambamana madhanvitaha mohat gritva swadgrihan pravartande shujivrataha. So Hare Krishna devotees, if anyone would like to recite this prayers, this verse, please go ahead. Unmute and Hare Krishna devotees, are you not able to?
I'll try, Prabhu.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Kamam ashritya dushpuram damdamana madanvita mohat kritva sadgrahan प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रता.
Thank you, Prabhu.
कामाम् आश्रित्य दुष्पुरं दम्भमानमदन्वितः मोहगृहीत्वा सद्ग्रहणं प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रतः.
Thank you.
कामाम् आश्रित्य दुष्पुरं दम्भमानमदान्वितः मोहाद् गृहीत्वा सद्ग्रहान् प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रतः.
कामा आश्रित्य दुष्पुरां दम्भमानमदन्वितः मोहाद्गृहीत्वा प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रता.
Thank you, Prabhu.
कामम् आश्रित्य दुष्पुरां दम्भमानमदन्वितः मोहाद् गृहीत्वा सद्ग्रहान् प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रतः.
Shall I try, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Kamam ashritya dushpuram dambhamanamadanvita mohat grihitva sad grahan pravartante suchivrata.
कामामाश्रित्य दुष्पूरं दम्भमानमदान्वितः मोहाद् गृहीत्वा साद्ग्रहान् प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रतः.
Thank you, Satribuku.
कामाम् आश्रित्य दुष्पुरां दम्भमानमदान्विता मोहात् गृहीत्वा सद्ग्रहान् प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रतः.
Thank you, Arjun Prabhu. I can have one more person if you like. All right. Let me move on. Hare Krishna. So the word by word meaning: kama, lust; astritya, taking shelter of; dushpuram, insatiable; damba, of pride; mana, and false prestige; mada, anvitaha, absorbed in the conceit; mohat, by illusion; grihyatva, taking; asat, non-permanent; grahan, things; pravartante, they flourish; ashuchi, to the unclean; varta, vrataha, about. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: taking shelter of the insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac, thus illusioned, are always on to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. So I have the purport here. If anyone would like to volunteer to read this purport, please read the purport.
I can read. The demonic mentality is described here. The demons have no saturation for their lust. They will go on increasing and increasing their insatiable desires for material enjoyment. Although they are always full of anxieties on account of accepting non-permanent things, they still continue to engage in such activities out of illusion. They have no knowledge and cannot tell that they are heading the wrong way. Accepting non-permanent things such as demonic people create their own god, create their own hymns, and chant accordingly. The result is that they become more and more attracted to two things: sex enjoyment and accumulation of material wealth. The word asuchi vrataha, unclean vows, is very significant in this connection. Such demonic people are only attracted by wine, women, gambling, and meat eating. Those are their asuchi, unclean habits. Induced by pride and false prestige, they create some principles of religion which are not approved by the Vedic injections. Although such demonic people are most abominable in the world, by artificial means, the world creates a false honor for them. Although they are gliding towards hell, they consider themselves very much advanced. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's move on. All right. Krishna. So in this chapter, this chapter 16 is about the divine and the demoniac natures. That's the heading. And here, Lord is explaining both transcendental nature as well as that demoniac nature. So the two qualities we are explaining. And also in this chapter, Lord is also explaining the advantages of one versus and disadvantage of these qualities. So, so it's important to understand these two qualities and differences, so that when we see that qualities, we can make informed understanding about our own situation where we are. Also in other places also in Bhagavad Gita, Lord is explaining this one. They are called Devas in the 9th chapter. Devas are godly people, and Asuras, they are the ungodly or demons. They're also explained in the 9th chapter as well. Now the question is, who are these demons and who are the divine people or demigods? So demigods or Devas means those who are devotees of the Lord. Right? So in the beginning of this chapter, Lord is giving all the qualities, 26 qualities of the devotee. A devotee is a person who is always worshipping the Lord. He is working in accordance with the scriptural injunctions. His actions, activities, his behavior, everything is in line with the scriptural injunctions. They are the devotees, and they always follow Lord's instruction. And demons are the just opposite. So all the other people we can categorize into demons, asuras. So as we all know in the Puranas and all the stories, there has been always a war between suras and asuras, devas and asuras. So that's because of the conflict of interest and the values they possess. So the demons' qualities are also described in this chapter. The 6 qualities mentioned are pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These are the 6 qualities mentioned in the very beginning of this chapter. Right? So from this we can see who are all these demoniac people, which most of us are fall into that category, unfortunately. So now we are going a little more detail. So in this chapter also, also explains how this is a little bit related to the 3 modes. As we all know, there are 3 modes of material nature. So mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So so those who are in the mode of goodness, they are the one who are mostly likely to be in the path of being a devotee. So their nature is called Daivi Prakriti. So and they are eligible by proper practice to get into the path of liberation. So they are the one who are more qualified to become liberated from this cycle of birth and death. Now, on the other hand, the people who are in the mode of passion and ignorance, those modes are dominating, they remains to be in the material world as human beings, or other species like animals or even lower form, depending upon the karma we incur. So they so they continue to remain there. But if we want to go back to get liberation, we had to reach the devotee state. So that is our objective, right? So, so those are the problem with demoniac people are, they don't know what is the right thing and what is the wrong thing. So they don't know what is the truth and what is a proper behavior. They don't have the cleanliness, nothing. So these are the basic nature of the demoniac people. And they also say this world is unreal. Some people go and saying they are called impersonalists, they are Mayavadis. They all they will say they don't have, they say there is no God or we are God. They come up with their own doctrine, and they say it's the whole world is produced by sex desire and has no other cause other than lust. So that's how the everything is generated. These are the kind of theories the demoniac people come up with, and they also engage in all the horrible things that they want to do. I mean, there is no principle for them. They don't follow the scriptural injunctions. The scriptural injunctions are there for us to elevate ourselves to a higher platform, and from there we will be able to work towards the path of liberation. So now we'll come back to this particular verse. So I gave you a background of the verse till this verse. Now here this verse says, taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, demoniac, thus illusion, are always sown to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. So here the key points are, this is actually mentioning about the demoniac mentality here. The major points mentioned are insatiable lust, absorbed in conceit of pride and false prestige. They are also illusioned, and they are attracted by the impermanent, unclean work, things like that. So these are the major points. We will be going into detail. So insatiable lust. Okay, so the word is kama masraya dushpuram. So I didn't know the meaning of insatiable, so I had to look it up. So Srila Prabhupada is helping me learn English better. Insatiable is actually meaning impossible to satisfy. So Srila Prabhupada is translating in this words has a lot of meaning into it. So in this material world, the whole thing is driven by this great force called lust. All right, so we'll come to that little more detail. So here in this verse, it says this demoniac people take shelter of the lusty desires. So our constitutional position is that we have to take shelter of something, somebody. Srila Prabhupada in a class gives an example. There he compares with a dog. A dog has to have a good master. Otherwise, he is called is a street dog. Nobody is going to take care of him. He gets food only when there is something available. He is walking around everywhere. He's not given any love or anything. So he's not happy. But a dog is happy when he has a good master, right? So our position is also similar. All right. So we cannot live independently. It is not possible. So as per the Vedic injunction, we are nitya nityanam chetana chetananam ego yo bahunam vidata kama. This is from Katha Upanishad. So this means God and living beings, we are the living entities, are all, we are all living entities. We are the jivas are all so the living entities. But the living entities are maintained by God, Krishna. So Krishna is the maintainer. So, and we cannot maintain ourselves. Krishna maintains us. So that means we have to take shelter of Krishna, technically, right? So that's what the point here is. So everyone has to take some shelter. So The demoniac people tend to take shelter of the lust. Okay. Now, so God has to. So one example God gives is, Srila Prabhupada gives is of the sun god. So God has engaged his servant, sun god, and he's a demigod. So he's a devotee. So he is working under the order of the Supreme Lord. So the sun god has taken shelter of the Supreme Lord, and everything is working under his instruction. That's one example. And so the sun god is the eye of all the other planets, because unless there is sunshine, one of the problems we have is we are very proud of this simple tiny eyes. So even without sunshine, we cannot even see our own hands. If it is darkness, we cannot see our own hands, but we are still very proud of our eyes. So we have to take the shelter of sun god here. So sunshine is needed in order for us to see this one. So so like that, we have to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. That is the point I'm trying to make here, instead of taking the shelter of lust. Now, what is lust? Lust means our desires are for material enjoyment. So in general, lust means sex desire, but the definition of lust is much beyond that. It is anything that is not connected. Any of our desire that is not connected with Krishna is lusty desire. All right. So now we have this details of lust is given earlier in the Bhagavad Gita also, when Arjuna asked Krishna why people commit sins. Okay, so why nobody wants to commit sinful activities, but still we do sins. So for that, Krishna replies that Kamesha Krodesha Rajoguna Samudbhava Mahashano Mahapapa Viddehina Aiha Vairina. Means Supreme Personality of Godhead is saying that it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of the contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. So that the last line is very important. It is the most all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. So lust is the worst thing. Because of the lust, we are in this material world. And we are remaining in this material world because of that reason. So that is why it is this particular lust is called the sinful enemy of the world. And the Supreme Lord the Supreme is defined in Srimad Bhagavatam as Janmadi Asya Yato Anyastad Idatrascha. That is, origin of everything is Supreme Brahman. Therefore, the lust is also there in the Supreme. And if the lust is transformed into love of Krishna, Supreme, then we are transformed into Krishna consciousness. In other words, everything, both lust and wrath, can be spiritualized. That should be our objective. So the desire is going to be always there. We cannot be desireless. So we are all at every time we will have some kind of desire. We need to convert this lust into a desire for Krishna. What is Krishna's desire? We need to satisfy Krishna's desire. How do we know what is Krishna's desire? We need to associate with the devotees who knows about it, or who are self-realized souls, or whatever is mentioned in the scriptures. So if we follow those devotees who are actually understood the desire of Krishna, and then we will also know what is the desire of Krishna, then we can practice accordingly. So it is important for us to take shelter of such devotees. So once we take shelter of such devotees, then our desire also will be channelized in the right way. So that way we will be executing our desire for Krishna's desire. Right? So this is a very interesting interesting topic. Actually, this lust can be described in so many ways. Very interesting thought today. I happened to read the thought for the day of Gurudev. Gurudev is His Grace Sankarshan Das Adhikari. So today, this very topic is mentioned there. It's about how one example is given there is this lust. How is lust used? The example of Haridas Thakur. So this lust can be used by many people for various purposes. Haridas Thakur was a Muslim person, and he was doing japa 300,000 times a day, in a secluded place. And that created envious nature for many people around him, both Hindus as well as Muslims. They were all envious about his way of, he became more famous, Haridas Thakur. So people went to him, people want to distract him. So they used a prostitute to lure away him from his chanting. So they sent a prostitute every day for 3 days to attract him and distract him, basically. But he was so determined that he did not fall into that he was fully absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna, and he was chanting so sincerely that the prostitute herself, after 3 days waiting for him, became a devotee. So in this example, I just want to show you that how this lust can be used for and against a person also. So this is very, if it was an ordinary person, he would have been directly affected by that, and he would have got distracted, and he would have gone into becoming a demon, but he remained a devotee. So this is something we had to learn. So if we are once fixed our mind in a proper mood to understand the Krishna, then we will be able to focus a lot on Krishna, and we will be able to do more devotional service. We want to become strong in our determination to pursue this path. So that way we can control this lusty desire. There is another example I would like to, there is another story about a person. His name is Bilva Mangala Thakur, and the very beautiful story about Bilva Mangala Thakur. He was a Brahmin, properly educated, born into a very good Brahmin family, and he was well versed in all the Vedas and all the scriptures. But it so happened that he got attracted by a woman. It's a prostitute. Her name is Chintamani. And it came to a stage that he could not control at all. So he would always go and visit this Chintamani every day. And he was so addicted that he could not come out of it. And it so happened that his father passed away, and he did not even care to wait for the Shraddha ceremony function to get over, but he had to go and meet Chintamani that day. So he went in a very rainy night, very heavy stormy night, and he went all the way to her house But on the way, it is he had to cross a river which was flowing fully with heavy force, and he crossed the river in the night. And Chintamani, while waiting for her, she thought that, okay, he's not going to come today. She closed the door and she went to sleep. But this person, he was so determined, and he was so determined that she had to meet Chintamani. He crossed the river and went to her house. The doors were closed, the gates were closed. He jumped over the wall and met her. So this shows how strong the lusty desire can become. We can get affected so badly. Now, after meeting Chintamani was surprised to see so late in the night he came, and Chintamani got surprised by that, and she said, if at all, if you had the same desire to Krishna, instead of meeting me, to meet Krishna, you would have been saved. So that is when this Bilvamangala Thakur had the thought, that the realization that, oh, what mistake I have done here. I have been in this lusty desire for so long. Instead of thinking about Krishna, I had been so much into Chintamani. So he accepted that thought, that speech as his realization point, and he considered Chintamani as his spiritual master, because he gave that specific knowledge. And on his way, then he decided to go back and find out Krishna. On his way to Vrindavan, he was wandering around. On his way back to Vrindavan, he again fell into the prey of lust. He on the way, he saw a lady picking up water from the well, and he got attracted. The old habits die hard. That things happen here. So he was attracted to her, and eventually he followed her and found out that she is married, and eventually he understood that he is again fallen to the prey of lust. So what he did is, he got a pin from the hairpin from this lady, and he he took it on his eyes. He broke his eyes with those hairpins, so that he will never see anyone with that eye again, so that he will never have this lusty desire for anyone. Then he went back. He went to Vrindavan, and he became the greatest devotee of the Lord. He wrote so many poems praising Krishna, and Krishna personally helped him on many things. I think last week, I think Satyarupa Prabhu was singing a song written by Bilvamangala Thakur. So that is the kind of fame he became. He was a greatest devotee. So from these two examples, we can see that the lusty desire is a very bad thing for us. I mean, it is not going to help us progress. So what should we do? We should be, to come out of this lusty desire, we need to channelize our desire to the right thing. So the impersonalists argue that there is no, you had to control the desires. You had to become desireless. So they try to meditate on the void. So that is not possible. So our philosophy, the ISKCON and the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, we say that we cannot control our desires, but instead we need to channelize our desire for Krishna, to be in line with Krishna's desire, whatever Krishna wants. So when we do that, we will be able to go back to Godhead. We will be able to be in the thought of Krishna all the time, and then we can eventually go back to Krishna. That is how we will get the liberation. So the next point is the absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige. Dambha mana madanvitaha. So, so these asuras and demons are simply proud of their falsely proud. We are very proud of the example I earlier gave was about one example is the eyes we have, right? We cannot see even our own hand when it is dark. We are so proud of our eyes that we claim, show me the God. Okay, that is the famous statement Srila Prabhupada always quote. But we cannot see that. We cannot see Krishna with our own simple eyes. We cannot even see the breeze. Krishna has given us everything, so that we can breathe. So that you can be, you can serve him better. So he has given us everything. So we are dependent on Krishna, but still we are so proud. So our pride is something which we need to control. So, so especially the impersonalists, they think they are God. Okay, I can do anything. So they, but when they fall into some issues, at that time they know that they are not independent. So that pride is making them feel that way. So, but this is because of on the account of false prestige. So, Srila Prabhupada says they are the less intelligent people here. Because of that is why we are having that false prestige. Once we are intelligent, we get intelligence, but because of the knowledge from the scriptures. Based on the scriptural knowledge, we become more intelligent. Then we can understand that we are nothing. We are a very insignificant creature in this world. If you look at it, we are, the Krishna has created the whole world, whole universe, and we are a tiny piece of people, living entity in the land of Austin, Texas, and the whole universe, cosmic, is so big, and we are still proud of us. We cannot even see anything beyond certain distance. We cannot see even other planets. So many things we don't know. But our pride is still very high. And demoniac people don't recognize this fact. That's the problem. And we can get this recognition only if we come to the platform of a devotee or get the association of a devotee. So one example Srila Prabhupada always quotes is when the death comes, we say that, oh, I want to stay for 1 more hour. But that's not going to happen, not even a minute. So that is our position, Srila Prabhupada says. And about the the Supreme Personality of Godhead has given us so many wonderful gifts actually, and we have gifts in the sense we are blessed with various opulences. We can sing. Some of us can sing very well. Some of them can have a good education. Some of them have very good health. Some of us are beautiful. Some of us are wealthy. So many things. So all these things actually can create false pride in us. So, and it is not good, because the moment we think that it's because of us we have got these things, it is because of our effort, then we are in the false world. We are foolishly thinking that it's all because of us. It's all given by Krishna. It's all controlled by the demigods. By the order of Krishna, even a blade of grass cannot move without the control of the demigods. So in that situation, we are so proud. If something happens to our hand, all of a sudden say we cannot move our hand, that's when we realize that we are still in control. We don't have the control over anything. People fall sick, and that is when we actually even start thinking about Krishna. So, so the best way to come out of this one is, as explained before, we had to just follow the footsteps of people who are already practicing Krishna consciousness. That way, we can see how they have controlled their pride, and that way we also can learn from them. All right, that way we will make progress in our life. The next point is illusion. We are all in an illusion world. So illusion means to accept things which are not, which is not. That's called Maya. Maya means what is not. So Srila Prabhupada says, we have accepted our body as ourselves. That's the biggest mistake we are doing. We are actually not this body. Aham Brahmasmi. I'm the spirit soul. But we still say we identify ourselves with, I am Mr. John, I'm a rich man, I'm an American, I'm this and I'm that, things like that. All these are bodily designations, but we are not this body. So we had to come out of this illusion. And when we say just like that, okay, we are not this body, yeah, I understood that. That's not enough. We need to act based on that. Our actions have to be based on that. That's when we realize that we are not this body, right? And that realization can come only after some purification. So it's not an easy thing. We still, all of us are still struggling even after practicing for some time, quite some time, to come to that stage. We are not this body. So that's why we are all illusioned. And there are in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is giving us more details. Like one of the way to identify them is they have no knowledge, and they cannot tell whether they are heading in the right way or wrong way. That is one of the symptoms of the illusion. And they are always also full of anxiety because of accepting non-permanent things. Okay, so I will describe what is non-permanent things in the next slide. Also, so in order to come out of this situation, how can we come out of this illusion state? So only way is to approach somebody, a spiritual master, a guru, who has already come out of this Maya situation. So only a blind man cannot help a blind man. It's only a person who has already seen the truth who can guide us to come out of this illusion state. So in Bhagavad Gita it says, Tadviti pranipadena prashnena sevaya upadeshayanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. So just by approaching a spiritual master and rendering service unto him, hearing from him submissively, that is how we can gain that knowledge. And the self-realized soul can impart that knowledge unto us because they have seen the truth. They have seen the other side of the illusion, other world. Our Maya is removed from there. They have seen the truth. So people who have seen the truth, we need to take their help. Right? So that is the way we can come out of this illusion state. And the next point is they are attracted by the impermanent and unclean work. Okay, so if you see everything that is here is all temporary. So right now it is snowing outside, and we are all very happy to see the snow, but we know that that snow is going to last only for another 3 more hours. After that, it's gone. What happened to our happiness? It is gone. Our happiness is also very temporary here, right? So we have to understand whatever is here, our own life is temporary. That is the bigger meaning. So we are here for a short period of time. Our human form of birth is a very short period of time, the larger scale. We need to take full advantage of this human birth to do self-realization. The Athato Brahma Jitnyasa. That is our requirement. We need to inquire and find out the truth. So that is our need. That should be our objective, because the whole thing is non-permanent. They are not false though. Unlike the Mayavadis claim, this world is not false. This world is real. It is one of the energies of this material world is one of the energies of Krishna. But they are not permanent. They are temporary. We want to be with Krishna, that is eternal, that is ever existing. Sat. We are right now in Asat. So that is the word used, Asat. It's non-permanent. And the people engage here, this demoniac people, they create their own version of God. They create their own hypes, meaning they create their own doctrine. They, if you see, there is a group called Scientology or something. So they have created their own religion. They also copy many things from this regular religions scriptures and modify it to their own wish. So that's what they call, they create their own God and their own things like that. And they also engage in very unclean activities. So they take care of the example Srila Prabhupada given is there are two things they do primarily. They are indulge in sex enjoyment and accumulation of material wealth. So these are the major things demoniac people are more interested. And they are also unclean in habits. They engage in wine, women, gambling, and meat eating. These are considered ashuchi. So this is the nature of the demoniac people. So what should be done? So as I was explaining earlier, we have to learn how to control these lusty desires by associating with devotees who are actually practicing it. This is our things to do. That is, by doing devotional services, we can change our desires to please Krishna. So what is happening is we, as explained earlier, our desires are going to keep coming. So assume that we have certain desires coming. So we want to watch, we want to eat nice food. So, but if we cook that food and make it Krishna Prasada, that is, we cook that food for Krishna's pleasure. We offer it. While cooking, we think that we are making it for Krishna, to please Krishna. So our thought is always to please Krishna. In that way, when we make food and offer it to Krishna, our desires are actually we want to eat that food, but our desire is to channelize in such a way that we are first giving that to Krishna, and that Krishna, once he tasted it, then that is spiritualized, that food is spiritualized. Then we eat that food, then our consciousness also changes. So we become more Krishna conscious by eating this prasada. That is the remnants left by Krishna. So if we can channelize, anything, I took the example of food. We can also do our, so I want to become a CEO of a company. That can be one of the desire I have. So that, how do we do that? How do we channelize that desire? So we can work in this, we had to work here in this material world. Like Arjuna had to work, his duty was to fight as a Kshatriya. Like that, we can also work. We had to do our work to maintain this body. But that work, the result of that work is what matters. We should not be attached to that work, but the result of that work, if we can give it to Krishna, make it Krishna's, then we have channelized our desire correctly. Then there is no lust here, right? So we have to, so how do we do that? I mean, we can work for Krishna, that is work as a CEO and earn a lot of money, and that money we can utilize to, say, construct temple, or utilize that for servicing so various services of Krishna. Then that becomes our whole activities become Krishna's, in a Krishna conscious activity, and our desire is also become Krishna conscious. So that is, these are few examples I quoted, but you can have a lot of examples like that. But so this way, that way we will move away from our demoniac qualities that are in us. We may still have a lot of demoniac qualities, but if we can slowly and gradually engage in Krishna service, we can reduce our demonic qualities. And by continuously practicing devotional service, we eventually come to a stage where we will not be interested in any of those demoniac qualities. Our desire will be fully that to serve the Supreme Lord. Once we are in that state, then we are fully a devotee, a person qualified to go back to Godhead. Right? And again, also we said about the illusion. So to come out of that illusion, best way is to approach a spiritual master, take guidance from him, and that will help us overcome the effect of Maya, and gain knowledge from him and surrender unto him. So these are the things which we can do. This is what Hare Krishna movement is all about. We want to help everyone to come to that platform, to come out of this Maya state, to come out of this lusty desire state. So that's why we are trying to spread the message of Bhagavan Krishna. Srila Prabhupada had been working tirelessly by translating this Bhagavad Gita as it is, just to promote, just to help the whole living entities in this world to get to that state. So that's our mission, and I hope all of you can help us, and you yourself can succeed in that and help all the other living entities, all the humans and other living entities also to succeed in this world. All right. So let me go to the next one. So what did we learn today? So we learned, this is going to be the summary. The conditioned living entities are divided into two classes in this world. One is called the divine. That means they are the devotees of the Lord. And the other is called the demoniac. They are the ones who are not the devotees of the Lord. And those who are demoniac do not know what has to be done and what is not to be done. They are neither they have neither cleanliness nor a proper behavior nor truth can be found in them. The mentality of such people are that they take shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride, false prestige, and thus illusioned, they are sown to unclean work. So they are sown to unclean work, attracted by this impermanent thing in this world. And we also heard the story about Bilwamangala Thakur. And we know that we also learned lust is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. We all just need to turn all these demoniac qualities into the service of the Krishna. Then we can get away from all this demoniac nature. We just need to take a shelter of a bona fide guru. That way we can save from this world, and then eventually we can go back to Krishna love. That's what we learned. So now it's 1:10. I'll open the form for any questions or comments. Hare Krishna. If I made any mistakes, please forgive me. I'll due to my ignorance, but hope I have able to help anyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So my question is, I guess, whenever we try to adopt the mentality that we are Krishna servant, we try to channelize, and I guess in the early stages, the mind will adamantly want to take the position of like a prideful position or have this false prestige. So how do we cope with, in the initial stages, we're going to have this tossing and turning of the mind. So how do you cope with that?
Hare Krishna. Arjun Prabhu, was a wonderful question. This is the problem almost all of us face. So when we begin the devotional activities, we'll realize what you have just said. One thing, so this is a common thing for most of the problems. We can do this one particular simple solution. We can always sincerely pray to Krishna that please help me to overcome this challenge, right? So one part is we have to realize that okay, we are falling prey to the such problems. So we are getting into the false desire, we are getting into the false pride, all those things. So first thing is to recognize that we have this problem. Next step is to figure out how to correct this one. So this is where I love this ideas, Satsara Prabhu always mentioned, is that it's our strong desire. This is once our final destination is clear to us, right? So we will not be distracted. So our intent has to be very clear. So first of all, we need to understand why we are doing this, right? We want to go back to Godhead. We are sick and tired of this material world, okay? And it's like a long journey. It's a long path. And on the way, we are going to see all these challenges coming up. But when our desire, our objective is very clear, our goal is very clear, we are going to, we won't be distracted by all those things, right? We will have a diversion. So we are, one example, Satsara Prabhu gave in one of the Bhakti Vrishya class was, so we are going to have a meeting in, it's a business meeting. We have a major important meeting. We're going from our home to that place, convention place, meeting place. On the way, one rash driver comes and hits our car, and we have got distracted. We have a road rage because of that. But we have two options. We can either go fight with them and take care of that issue. We can have a big argument with that person. But if we remember that, okay, I have to close a deal with this customer, I'm going for that one. If our mind is tuned to that way, our goal is very clear, then we are not distracted by that. We quickly take care of this, the distraction. We may not be able to ignore those distractions. We quickly take care, but our priority would be to go and take care of that business, right? We quickly finish that, continue our journey, go take care of that business, meet the customer, and make the transaction, make the business deal complete. In the same way, if our goal is to go back to Godhead, all these distractions will come. Then our determination will also grow. So when we need to bring back our thought process onto this path, that way we can. We first have to recognize that, okay, no, this is a distraction. We need to. This pride has to go away, or desire has to be cleaned up. Once we, the challenge often is that we don't even recognize that. We are into that word. We get in deeper into that, and often it takes another devotee or someone to point our fault. Okay, hey, you are going in the wrong direction. That's where spiritual master, Shiksha gurus, everyone helps. All this association of the devotees help. They will help you to bring back into the right channel. So the most important part is to channelize, have a good association of the bona fide devotees. And when we are in the association of good devotees who are practicing it good, then we tend to be in the right path. Even if we make mistakes, they will help us come to the right path. Hare Krishna. I hope that answered. Satsar Prabhu, would you like to add anything more to that?
No, Prabhu, you nicely answered it. Thank you.
Another question along the same lines. Thank you, Prabhu. That helped. So how these things don't change? We're so polluted after. Because we've been in this material world for so long. These things don't change overnight. So how do we remain patient with ourselves?
Good question. Yes, Prabhu, this is true. It is that patience. Patience comes by I think it's coming by the true knowledge that we are not this body, and we are our only duty is to serve Krishna, right? And when we get into all these problems, if we can think that we had to recognize and slowly channelize everything to Krishna's activities, and then we will be able to achieve this state of patience, meaning so what is the issue with the patience? Patience is that we had been waiting for something to happen, and it's not happening, and we react quickly, right? So that's what we need to control, that reaction. I think the reaction can be controlled. It's not an easy thing, as we have to just there are various techniques people talk about it, but patience can be achieved if we can postpone that action for some more time, if you just take a deep breath and give it some time and try it after some time, think through whether this action I have to do is right now is the right thing or not. I know Satsara Prabhu has given a lengthy answer to this word in one of the Bhakti Vrasha. This is a lot of technicality also Prabhu has mentioned. I don't remember all of them, so I would give it to Satsara Prabhu. Could you explain, Prabhu, this?
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you for giving me this service.
Okay.
In the interest of time, just to give you some pointers to think about. It's a big subject to discuss. Okay. First of all, patience is not unlimited patience. So because we are humans, so the emotions are very natural and real. So it has to be according to scriptures. Okay. So with that qualification in mind, a couple of points, maybe a few points. The first and foremost is cultivating spiritual knowledge. Very, very important, because we often discuss this. Even the scriptures talks about it. Any good quality to develop or to give up any bad quality, we need to have a strong yes in our heart for why I want to develop this good quality. Otherwise, you cannot say no to the bad quality or the thing that undesirable thing. So the strong yes. How do you get the strong yes? So you need to have that understanding, intellectual understanding, philosophical understanding of why I need to develop this good quality. So here it is a patience. So the spiritual knowledge is the first thing we need to cultivate. Then, of course, as Radha Damodar said, associating with devotees who are demonstrating these qualities. Very important. So otherwise it will become very theoretical only. So we all need a example how scriptures, how theories can be put in practice, and who has successfully done it or doing it, right? So because that gives us inspiration. So for that we need association, good association. That's why we always talk about good company. So the good company or good association where these qualities are practiced and things like that. So that is number 2. And number 3 is that very practical level, we need to understand what provokes us, what makes us impatient, what makes us intolerant, in the sense the situations or circumstances or behavior of people and things like that. So we need to introspect and understand. So these are the trigger points. So when we know those things, you can just mentally be prepared for it. So it's very simple. So when you're driving a car and first time you're driving in a street and there is some pothole or something, then you may not know and you run over it and you get the jolting and everything. But next time when you go to the same street, so I can expect this here. So similarly, if you know these are the things is provoking us, then we can just know when situation is normal, we can think about, okay, so how would I do it better next time? I did it this way. How would I do it better? So when you're prepared, so when the situation comes, it is easy to execute, because I said, right, how mind thinks. Mind just develops habits and stores it. When the situation comes, it executes the neurocircuitry. It just it executes the habit, and this is how I used to deal with it. I'm going to go with that. It's a default, impulsive way of dealing with things. That's how human mind works. So scripture says that no. Then we are like glorified animal only, because animals also do the same thing. So the humans have the ability to think and act. So put a pause button. So this is my default behavior. So is it the right behavior? So when situation is normal, we have to think about it and be prepared. Okay, next time it happens, I'm going to do it little different. Might not be perfect, but little different from the previous time. Right? So when you're prepared for it, when situation comes, you can do better. So that is one practical way to deal with it. Develop patience. Right? So then, of course, another practical thing is understand the consequences of not being patient in the situations. So we need to understand the losses. We need to understand the consequences or bad consequences or whatever by being impatient. What happened to me, what I lost, and what the bad consequences, and that gives you impetus to be patient next time. So we need to, you know, think about those things also. And also I will put like this also too. We need to dwell not on what we are missing, but on what is still available to us. Meaning, sometimes what happens is we go in the self-hurting resentment mode. I'll put it like that. I did this, I did that, I did this. So okay, I did this, and this happened to me, and I'm not patient, I'm impatient, I'm doing this. So we'll go into the negative spiral actually, the downward spiral loop. Instead that, yes, I made a mistake. Okay, this happened to me. Next time I'm going to do better. So let me just stand up and just walk forward. So I have the ability Krishna has given me. So then we need to depend on Krishna. So all these things are techniques so far. It is on our own endeavor only. So, okay, I made the mistake. Now I know. So let me just pray to Supreme Lord. So prayer is a very, very important. I think Radha Damodar touched that point very well. So prayer is a very important component. So we need to pray for Krishna's blessings and mercy, so that we can do these things better in the next time when it happens. So the prayer is a very, very important component, because there we are surrendering to the Supreme. We are accepting that I need help here, Krishna, so please help me. Then Krishna helps us. So these are some of the thoughts I just want to offer to improve the the patience level, Prabhu. Over to you, Radha Damodar, Prabhu.
Thank you, Satsara Prabhu. Thank you. I knew that was a big topic long back. Prabhu has already told us. So I hope that helped Arjun Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Radha Damodar Prabhu and Satyasara.
Any other questions, comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I didn't have any questions, but I just wanted to thank you for the wonderful class. I think for me personally, it was we've spent all this time in this material world and in this life doing all of these temporary activities, and like Arjun Prabhu said, we have to kind of rewire ourselves to now do all of those things, but with Krishna in mind. So the more and more we introspect, the more and more we realize there's so many things that we do that's just temporary, or in with demoniac qualities. So thank you, Prabhuji, for the class.
Great. Right. Prabhu looks like no other questions or comments. I'll hand over back to Satsara Prabhu.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. So with that, our dear Satyarupa Prabhu is going to give a thank you note, and you'll make some announcements. Over to you, Prabhu. Satyarupa Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, thank you, Radha Damodar Prabhu. It's very nice, lively class, and you have explained like divine and demonic qualities. The main thing is like insatiable lust, false pride, and you also explained how the lust comes and false pride comes because of our beauty or richness, our healthy life, or whatever we have. Though we know that these are all not permanent, we feel that it is everlasting. And you also given how to overcome these shortcomings. Like we need to take the shelter of Guru and Krishna, offer all the offerings to Krishna. Like Guru will impart our knowledge, and he will make us the reality, and channelize our desires towards Krishna. You said like offering to Krishna and eat, like directly we can rather eating for our sense gratification. And you said one important, like I most like that realization comes after the purification process. It will not be easy. That's it is my takeaway. I like this. And what is the total objective of the Krishna consciousness movement you have explained. And so in detail, like what is in the, you have made part by part the topic and made it very easy, bro. It's very nice class. And you have details that like Bilvamangal Thakur and Haridas Thakur, how they have taken up the process seriously and how they dedicated their lives for the bhakti and all. Such a wonderful class, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you for your nice class and sharing your thoughts, Prabhu. So after that, a few announcements I want to make. Okay, so we had 2 birthdays in this week, Prashant Prabhu and Atmamaya Mataji. So let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times for the benefit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Once again, like wish them like a wonderful Krishna conscious year ahead. And Jishnu raised $100 for the temple by selling cookies. It's a wonderful service. He did a fantastic job. Thank you, Jishnu, for your contribution towards the temple. And 2021 BBT calendars are still available. If anybody wants, please message me. We will arrange a calendar for you. And I want to make some book distribution scores announcement. So, Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Satyasara Prabhu for guiding us. And we are able to participate in the devotional service and Brahat Sankirtan Yajna. This year we have started, everybody knows that we started Sastradan, like 16 box, Bhagavad Gita box, cost $125, and we got a very wonderful response and received the sponsorship for 63 sets, which is like 1008 English Bhagavad Gita. It is a significant milestone in Hare Krishna Temple of Austin. So we have reached a 4-digit figure, and 14 Telugu plus Tamil. So total 1022 Bhagavad Gita's sponsorship received so far. And so on December, we distributed 11 sets plus some English plus Telugu, 11 sets of English Bhagavad Gita and 14 Telugu plus Tamil Bhagavad Gita. So total 200 Bhagavad Gita distributed from December 1st to as of today. And so in total we have distributed 27 sets English Bhagavad Gita, which is 432 plus 14 Telugu and Tamil. So total 446 Bhagavad Gita distributed so far. And we also distributed 18 calendars and 3 Krishna books, 2 English, 1 Telugu Krishna book. Thank you all devotees who are participated in this Brihat Sankirtan Yajna. And if anyone else like who have not yet parted of this, want interested in it, please let me know. We can work together. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Satyarupa Prabhu, for your leadership in distributing the books, and all the Sankirtan devotees. Wonderful contribution. Prabhu, I made a mistake. I missed a very, very important birthday, which is our dear Pushpanjali Mataji's birthday also. So maybe we all can, all the Vaishnavas can sing for our spiritual well-being. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Apologies to you, Pushpanjali Mataji. So with that, we would like to move on to the next part of our program, which is Narsingharati. Is very, very important and very powerful to sing Narsingharati and also participate in it. So with that, Satyarupa Prabhu, could you please sing Narsingharati?
Sure, Prabhu. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Praladadadayine, Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha, Silatankanakalaye, Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha, Yato Yami Tato Narasimha, Bahi Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha, Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapadye, Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Yajnavara Narasimha Swami Bhagavan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you very much, Prabhu. You sang so well. So with that, we'll conclude our Sunday Feast program here. Thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious week. We'll see you all next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ananya Mukindi.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prachi Mataji, Hare Krishna.